here we are. Hello, my name is Emma and welcome to Tea Time Tuesday. This is the blouse I made. I had a little bit of adjustments that I have to do, but other than that, it feels nice. It feels, nice and cool. I don't feel overwhelmed with sleeves or a high collar. It's supposed to be a summer blouse, but one thing I will not do again. I mean, it is cute. It does have the little strings all the way down here. But one thing I will not do, I won't do the drawstring. I mean, I would really have to practice. I did the drawstring kind of wonky, but nevertheless, it came out okay, thank God, but it could have been better. But so this is it. This is the blouse I made. Like I said, yes, I'm going to have to do some adjustments. That's for, I'm trying to get back as back as I can so you can see what I have here. Some adjustments, but I'll get there. I have a lot of sewing books that I have to study, and it's gonna take a lot of my hands getting dirty and really getting in there and just making stuff, just jump in and just start making stuff. I did take sewing when I was in high school, and it was just the basics. Back then they did have home economics. I was like towards the end of it, because back in the 1940s and 50s, it was a big thing, how to be a homemaker. So they always had, cooking, cleaning, baking, and sewing, all that stuff. For guys, I think it was more like electrical, woodwork, and it leaned towards that part. You gonna go to the living room? Okay. So, yeah, my grandson just came home. Yeah. Make sure you close the door. Take that one with you, and if he barks, please contain him for a little bit.
Josiah's at work?
Josiah's at work. He should be here by 3. Okay. So yeah, I didn't want to put pearls on because I didn't want to take away from the straps. I think it would be like too bulky. So I didn't put the pearls on. So let's jump into the tea. I have not eaten, so I am going to be having just a little bit of something. I have my crackers with tuna and a little bit of relish on top. I don't know if you can see it. And then I have a little bit of cake in there. And then I have some watermelon. I figure that'll keep me until dinner or until I decide to make a bigger lunch for myself. But for right now, this is fine. You don't have to go all that fancy. You don't have to go out and make all these cakes and breads, and you don't have to go through all that, guys. I mean, when you want to enjoy a cup of tea, it could just be this and some biscuits. Simple, really simple. Because actually what you're really going for is just basically the tea. It's okay, it's fine. So, this tastes so good. It really tastes good. Actually, I thought I wasn't going to do Tea Time Tuesday today because I did want to do it outside, but I didn't have a chance to do it outside because now the sun came out, but earlier it was raining outside, and I was like, no, I don't think I want to do it outside. So this would have looked cute if I had it on a tier tray. You don't have to have all those different scones and sandwiches, unless you're literally giving a tea party and you want to go that route. I mean, that would be fun. I forgot my napkin. and I see it. And it would have been perfect. Perfect for me because it's blue. Just like my shirt. I hope you don't mind me digging in because like I said, I have not eaten. I don't know, I'll probably make tenders or something. I did make fried chicken yesterday. Sorry for the gulping. Anyway, let's talk about Unnappily in Love, okay? Because I am so slow. I try so hard, to try to read and just take an hour or two and read, but next thing you know, time takes off on me, and next thing you know, it's like it's already 10 o'clock, and then I'm sleepy, and then I'm like, don't think I want to read anymore. I don't really think I underlined anything in here. At least I don't think so. And this one doesn't have chapters. It just has like titles. That's about it. Okay, so where we are at with Unnappily in Love, and this is what it's called. I got this at Dollar Tree for $1.25. And this one is about a girl who, her name is Venus, and she's married to an actor. And the actor, his name is Jake, has like a sidekick that he's making films with, which is, her name is Sierra. Now Sierra's trying to steal Jake away from Venus. So that's where it's all leading to. But what's going on here is that, for one, there's a little boy involved, and we don't know whose child it is. At least I haven't found out yet. And Venus's girlfriend, Miriam, has been going through a problem because she has like her husband, who she feels like is cheating on her. So Venus, she owns a flower shop. So she gets this call to meet somebody at a hotel. And the person that ordered the flowers was Miriam's husband. So not only does she bump into him, and not only is he the one ordering the flowers, but she also meets the mistress. Wow. And it's like, I don't know what I would do. She did take the car. She did take the business. Took him as a client, and got him made the flower arrangements, because he was like, I need these flowers by this time, that time. But it would really be great if Jake would be there to help me in this event. And it's like, why do you need her to ask her about her husband, the famous actor? But in this day and age, people will use anything to further whatever it is they're doing. And he knew Venus was married to the famous actor, and he wanted her not only to bring Jake, but he wanted her to bring Sierra as well. And that's the other famous actress that they filmed together. And he's like, she goes, well, I don't know about that, because I would have to talk to Jake first. And he goes, no, she said, Jake, I can probably do. I go, oh, but you have to, he has to come with Sierra. And he's like, I don't know about that. I don't have a say for her. I mean, I can't force her to come. And go, oh, well, it would have to do if you want me as a client. I would have said, well, you want to know what? Bye. How can you put a person in that predicament? Again, it's just a story. But I was like, if it would have been mad, well, you know what? I can't help you. And then on top of that, you're dealing with your best friend's husband who has a mistress. Do you really? Is business that bad that you have to take him on as a client? I would have said, next. So I don't know how that's going to come out. I could just hear Miriam get so upset that you do this knowing my situation. Well, we'll see how that happens. And then Sierra ended up waking up, because they were out of town. They were in London or somewhere in a hotel because they had to get back to another place for an event. Or Jake needed to come back home. And he was promising that he would have been there for the recital for her daughter, and he wasn't there. So he apologized, couldn't make it, blah, blah, blah. I need to go home now. So he's at the hotel, and he wakes up with Sierra waking him up. Hey, are you awake now? Blah, blah, blah. And she just has like a towel on her, and he's waking up, and he's like, dazed, like doesn't know what's going on. So then finally, he notices stuff all over the floor, a brassiere, shoes, a condom. And he's like, oh, shoot, what just happened here? Like, I'm in trouble. And so Sierra's like, oh, you don't remember about last night? And then she was talking to, oh, we started out with this pillow fight, and then we were playing. Did we do anything? Was the question. Did we do anything? Because he's now like, I'm in trouble. Like, I am like seriously in trouble. And so she's telling him, oh, don't worry, hon. Like nothing happened. For some reason, your little boy wasn't happy about doing anything, so nothing got done. And he was like, thank God for that. Bottom line, if you would have been able to, you telling me you wouldn't have? I don't know. So I was like, even if Venus finds out, it's like, you still cheated. Just because it didn't happen didn't mean that the intent wasn't there. Oh, but don't worry, nothing happened. Your little boy wasn't happy, so nothing happened. So, first of all, sharing a room because you didn't want to pay a higher price, and you were supposed to sleep on the couch or something, and you ended up not doing that. And then you guys started playing around. Things went a little bit too far. You guys were tipsy, and just because, that didn't happen, nothing else happened. I'm like, I cannot wait for Venus to find out. I cannot wait. And Miriam. So I can't wait to find out what Venus thinks. I can't wait to find out what Miriam's going to think of her friend making her husband, the cheater, a client. Talk about messed up. So that's where I am right now with this one. So giving you an update on that. I'll let you know. Oh, and guess what I found? I was so happy. I was talking to you guys last time, or I was talking about it, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to use my serger when I don't even know how to thread it. And I'm looking everywhere for it. I had lost my other manual for my other sewing machine, which is a Zenith. I forgot what it's called. And I had a hard time finding it, and it was in one place, the simplest place, and then I was like, oh my God, why didn't I look here first? And I found it, but I couldn't find the manual for my serger for nothing. I was like, where is it? And I looked everywhere, I couldn't find it. But I was looking, don't worry, I was looking for an old GED math book, a workbook that I had, because I'm trying to teach my grandson, help him learn multiplications. So I'm trying to look for it, which I haven't found yet. And I'm trying to look everywhere, and I go, maybe it's in this thing right in front of me. And it always seems like I'm always finding stuff in the like, I'll look everywhere, and it'll be in the simplest place, like right there in front of me. I'm like, really? Like you couldn't look there first? Anyway, so I went and I looked in this area, and I was like, and the book, I don't know what this is. This is like some kind of sticker. The book was in there. The manual for my serger was in there. I was like, I couldn't believe it. But that wasn't the only thing I found. Because I was looking for a bowl maker, one of those paper bowl makers. I couldn't find that either. I gave up. I was like, I don't know where it's at. It'll eventually turn up, and when it does, then I'll start making the paper bowls.
I'm gonna tap the dumbest of ducks.
Okay. So as I was when I trying to find that, that workbook, not only did I find the manual for my serger, I found the paper bowls to make the medium size and the small one. Like he said, like killing two birds with one stone. I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. So I'm happy with that. As far as Emily Post, I don't think I really decided to read anybody about anything, a party line. But just let me read this. Paying for your calls on a neighbor's telephone. Today, almost everyone has his or her own telephone. His or her own. What do you call these phones? iPhones. Which they didn't have in that back in that day. But sometimes, especially in resort areas, there are people who become embarrassing and an expensive nuisance by using a neighbor's telephone over and over again. For an occasional local call, it happens. I don't think it happens anymore. For an occasional local call, you might let it go. But for a telephone borrower who makes many long-distance calls, it is simplest as well as most accurate to show the toll list inserted in the telephone bill to the one who made these phone calls and ask that he or she pay for them. Local calls that are charged for individually will also be listed on the bill and should be shown to the person who made them. If you wish payment for those also. Try to avoid making calls from a busy doctor's or other office, but if you must do so, pay the nurse for the call or use a telephone credit card. Interesting. But I don't know. I don't know if you would try to pay for somebody making a long distance phone call. I don't know. Because you usually, these days, you pay monthly for data. And it doesn't, because you have unlimited service. Back then, you didn't have unlimited service. Or, remember, you had if you made a long distance phone call, remember all the quarters you had to put in the payphone in order just to make a long distance phone call? Or what did we have? We had collect calls. Remember that? When a person couldn't make a call and you didn't have no money to put in the telephone, you had a call to have, will you please accept this phone call from so-and-so? And then they say, and then that person would pay for the call. But that was the only two ways you were able to make phone calls. nowadays everybody has a smartphone, and usually you have unlimited data, so you really don't care if somebody borrows your phone or not. So that was from Emily Post, Etiquette, the book of etiquette. Yeah, and I still have to make a cover for this baby. So that's where we are at today. So I'm going to keep up with my reading and other things, of course. And I really like this blouse. It does feel nice and cool. I mean, I do have to make some adjustments, and I will. And maybe wash it a few times so it can, kind of stretch for a little bit. But other than that, I really like the way it came out. Okay, so with all that said, thank you so much for joining me. And don't forget to like, comment, and if you wish, you can also subscribe. And we will catch you next time on Tea Time Tuesday.